#1 question I've always got is, what is it like, what was it like growing up as Tom Hanks' son? And it's an interesting answer.
Chet Hanks is sharing his experience with being the child of Hollywood superstars. The 31-year-old actor shared in a YouTube video on February 15th what it was really like growing up as the son of A-list actors Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
There's a lot of advantages, but sometimes it can be pretty weird. Everyone knows the advantages, you know, they're self-explanatory. I'm very blessed. I got to do a lot of cool that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do. I got to travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly in private planes, and I'm very blessed for that. I wouldn't change my situation for everything. You know, I love my parents. I wouldn't want any different parents, and I wouldn't want any different life. And I'm very grateful and blessed for all of that.
Chet said that while he had a blessed childhood with parents he loves, the unique experience was a, quote, double-edged sword. And he reflected on how some people's infatuation with fame can brew a lot of jealousy and envy.
The truth is, it is a double-edged sword. It's a lot more complicated, and not so many people really understand it. You gotta keep in mind that fame is the most powerful drug known to man. It can also be the most destructive. People are infatuated with fame. They put famous people on a pedestal. Everybody wants to be famous. It creates a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. Everyone is doing whatever they can to become famous. You know, we think that it's gonna validate us, and I've been guilty of that too. But the truth is that seeking validation from fame and from others only amplifies your misery. True validation can only come from within, from within yourself.
The Empire star got candid about how, quote, toxic fame can be, considering at the beginning of his life, he hadn't even done anything to be famous himself. He was just recognized for who his parents were.
My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous, you know? I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done anything to deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt for me. My dad is beloved, he's on this pedestal, but for me, it created a lot of contempt.
Chet noted that when he was younger, kids would make up their minds about him before they even got to know him, but he assured his viewers he was not spoiled, and his parents made him work for whatever he wanted, and he's grateful for that.
People automatically assumed in general that I would just be a really arrogant, entitled, spoiled brat, even though I really wasn't. I'm very privileged, but I wasn't spoiled. I know a lot of wealthy kids that were spoiled. My parents didn't spoil me. I was never just given money or an allowance. I had to work and earn everything that I've made, and it's been that way for my entire life. Growing up, if I needed money to like go on half with my friends, my dad would be like, okay, you want some money? Go wash my car. I'll give you 60 bucks. You know, everything was earned. And I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that.
The Fantastic Four actor shared that it took a long time for him to learn that, quote, people's perception of you is only a reflection of themselves. He says he has also now changed his life and is no longer on the, quote, self-destructive path of anger and partying.
People's perception of you is only a reflection of themselves, period. And that's what it took me a long time to realize. But today, I'm grateful. I've changed my life. I no longer have gone down that self-destructive road of dealing with my anger and my resentment by self-destructing, by pleasure-seeking through partying, drugs, alcohol, substances, everything. And now I'm just focusing on doing the work and being the best me that I can be.
Before ending the eye-opening video, Chet promised that he will always give the whole truth about his life in Hollywood, and that there is, quote, more to come. Access Hollywood spoke with Chet back in 2018 to discuss his sobriety and the journey his famous parents took with him to help him reach that important milestone.
You know, my mom really always kind of knew that this was going to be a problem for me before even I did, because you know, moms always know best.
We do.
You know, moms can see what you're going through, but you know, when you're a kid, you're a teenager, you're rebellious, you want to have your own freedom, your own independence. So that was pretty normal in that sense, but it just was a matter of me maturing and starting to really know for myself what's best for me and what's not.